Compiled and presented by Flixada. In this video, we are going to talk about Mahindra and Mahindra Limited. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited engages in the automotive and farm equipment businesses in India and internationally. The company operates through automotive, farm equipment, financial services, hospitality, real estate, and other segments. The company was founded in 1945 and is headquartered in Mumbai, India. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited has a market capitalization of 1.03 trillion at the time of making this video. Its stock price made an all-time high of Rs 983 on the 29th of August 2018. In past 5 years, the stock price made a low of Rs 269 on the 24th of March 2020. This stock gave compounded annual growth of 42% over past 1 year, 0% over past 3 years, and 5% over past 5 years. In past 12 months, Mahindra and Mahindra Limited had a revenue of Rs 836.8 billion and a gross profit of Rs 372.5 billion. As compared to previous fiscal year, in the past 12 months, it has seen a revenue decline of 10.8%. On the 31st of March 2020, Mahindra and Mahindra Limited reported a total revenue of Rs 937.6 billion and has seen a revenue decline of -9.0% from the previous year. The company reported an EBITDA of Rs 125.7 billion. Now let us look at some key financial ratios to gauge how good or bad this stock is. Its beta value, which is a measure of volatility of stock, is 1.10. This means the stock moves with more volatility than the market. High beta stocks are supposed to be riskier but provide higher return potential. Low beta stocks pose less risk but also lower returns. The price to earnings ratio information is not available for this stock. The price to earnings ratio indicates whether the stock is undervalued or overvalued. Based on the previous financial year, the earnings per share value is 1.15. Now, we will compare some key financial ratios with the top 500 NSE stocks. For this purpose, we divide the distribution of these key indicators into 4 parts of quartiles. Quartile region is obtained by dividing all the stocks in 4 buckets, so that each bucket contains same number of stocks. As compared to top 500 stocks in NSE, Mahindra and Mahindra Limited has its beta value in the 3rd quartile. This means the stock exhibits high volatility. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited has earnings per share of 1.15, which is higher than 20% of top 500 NSE stocks. The earnings per share value is bad. Earnings per share is a company's net profit divided by the number of outstanding shares. This is a widely used metric to estimate corporate value. The diluted EPS, compared to similar companies from the same sector, is now shown on the screen. The price to earnings ratio information is not available for this stock. Price to earnings ratio measures its current share price relative to its per share earnings. The trailing 12-month price to earnings ratio, compared to similar companies from the same sector, is now shown on the screen. The price to book value ratio is not available for this stock. The price to book ratio compares a company's market value to its book value. Book value is net assets of the company. This ratio should be looked at in conjunction with return on equity ratio. A low return on equity combined with high price to book ratio means stock is overvalued. The price to book value ratio from the most recent quarter, compared to similar companies from the same sector, is now shown on the screen. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited has return on equity value of -2.80%, which is higher than 12% of top 500 NSE stocks. The return on equity for this stock is in the 1st quartile, which is bad. The return on equity is calculated by taking company's net earnings after taxes, subtracting preferred dividends, and dividing by the total equity. The return on equity in the trailing 12 months, compared to similar companies from the same sector, is now shown on the screen. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited has debt-to-equity ratio of 192.24, which is higher than 76% of top 500 NSE stocks. The debt-to-equity ratio for this stock is in the fourth quartile, which is bad. A debt-to-equity ratio is company's total liabilities divided by shareholders' equity, and lower value of this ratio is preferred. This ratio is a measure of the degree to which a company is financing its operations through debt versus wholly owned funds. A higher value of this ratio tend to indicate higher risk to the investors. The debt-to-equity ratio from the most recent quarter, compared to similar companies from the same sector, is now shown on the screen. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited has operating cash flow of 112.0 billion in the past 12 months, which is higher than 89% of top 500 NSE stocks. The operating cash flow for this stock is in the fourth quartile, which is very good. The operating cash flow in past 12 months, compared to similar companies from the same sector, is now shown on the screen. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited has levered free cash flow of 69.9 billion in the past 12 months, which is higher than 78% of top 500 NSE stocks. The operating cash flow for this stock is in the fourth quartile, which is very good. The operating cash flow in past 12 months, compared to similar companies from the same sector, is now shown on the screen. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited has no dividend payout recently. The dividend payout ratio provides an indication of how much money a company is returning to shareholders versus how much it is keeping on hand to reinvest in growth, pay off debt, or add to cash reserves. The dividend payout ratio, compared to similar companies from the same sector, is now shown on the screen. The company reported an EBITDA of Rs 125.7 billion in year 2020, which is 29% less than the EBITDA from the previous year. The company showcased earnings per share of 1.1 in year 2020, which is 98% less than the APEs from the previous year. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited has shown year-on-year decrease in stockholders' equity by -0.0% in year 2020. This stock showed year-on-year increase in stockholders' equity by 8.7% in year 2019. This stock showed year-on-year increase in stockholders' equity by 23.7% in year 2018. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited has free cash flow of Rs 48.3 billion in the past 12 months. The free cash flow for the year 2020 was Rs -83.5 billion. Here you can see statistics related to number of shares. 25.74% of shares are held by insiders. 47.41% of shares are held by institutions. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited is at position 34 in terms of market capitalization among the Nifty 50 stocks. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited is at position 15 in terms of annual revenue among the Nifty 50 stocks. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited is at position 18 in terms of free cash flow among the Nifty 50 stocks. Here, we presented a very simplified assessment of fundamental indicators. We categorize the performance on each indicator by comparing it with top 500 NSE stocks. On your side, go thoroughly through the financial data before deciding on investing in this stock. Thanks for watching. Hope you hit the like button on this video and share it with your friends. And do not forget to subscribe this channel.